Hey guys, welcome back to Little Great Garage. This here behind me is a 1988 Allegro motorhome RV thing. It's got a 454 big block. It's straight piped with chrome tips. It sounds and looks amazing. And we're going to be going on, I think, like an 8-day fishing trip in this thing, all the way down to Texas, all the way over to South Carolina, I believe, and then back home to Tennessee. So I'm going to show you guys the RV, what we did to it, what upgrades we did to it, what it looks like, and then we're going to get on the road and go try to catch some fish. So this is what it looks like. You can obviously see we put front tires and rims on it, which actually widen the front so it has better handling. We were going to fit the same rim but on the rear, but we couldn't get it to fit, so we're going to have to cut all that and do that in a different time. But we put some new trim on this actually. So this right here is the trim. This is the old trim, it's kind of like black, and this trim matches that. Basically, it was like all squiggly and weird, so we replaced this trim on the side here. It's got chrome pipes on the bottom, and it sounds really good. And then steps come out, screen door and all that. So this is actually where the motor is. It's right under this little case right here. I believe it's a 454 big block, and then we put a upgraded air filter on it because the other one is very restrictive. And to get off that cover, you have to like spin this whole chair, spin it forward, and this just folds up. And then above me is a pull-out bed, or like a fold-down bed. And we actually took out the mattress and filled it with our fishing rods. So all of our rods are stored up there because there's not really anywhere else to put them. And then I also have our Jackery box in case we lose power. That thing will last days without charging it. And that's pretty much the RV. It's very nice actually for how old it is. I think this is just like shower or something. Really good condition. But yeah, we're going to get on the road. I think we're going to grab some tools and stuff. Put it in the undercarriage just in case. And then I think we're going to go start fishing. So Sean Kohler actually made us some custom fishing pole rods. One says BD for Bentley Beery, and then one says DB for Derek Beery. And these are actually really nice big rods we're going to be using for lake fishing. So we decided to just go all out and get some really nice spinning reels here. These ones have like 10 bearing fluid something. And then we went ahead and got them spooled with 6 pounds since we're only going for smallmouth and small fish. But I'm gonna get all these mounted up while my dad drives us to our campsite, and then we should hopefully be able to start fishing before it's dark, and then we'll head to our next spot. Alright, I'm at some canal. I got my new rod set up. Inline spinner, and there's already been like 3 fish jumps since I got here. So the canal is way lower than normal, which is good because that means all the fish are in a smaller area now. So I should hopefully catch. Well, that's a good one to start the day. Oh my gosh. Thank you, buddy. There we go. Alligator gar. It's a good one. how to switch my rod to my cheaper Walmart one. Tangled it after the first fish, but we're gonna keep going. Well, it is day 2. I just woke up really early, about to go fishing. I got my new rod fixed. It was just a little bit tangled, and then added some weight so it doesn't tangle again. But I'm gonna go fish, see what I can catch, and then I'll catch you on there. Alright, I caught one, hooked 2 of the biggest ones in my life. But we're gonna get back on the road and head to our next destination. We just picked up this little tool chest thing here. We're gonna go to Walmart and get a 32-inch TV, because this one's very outdated and like missing everything. And it's under $100 to get a 32-inch TV. And if the antique store did have some, it'd be like $90. So it's gonna be more expensive getting a new one, but we'll have all the stuff that it comes with. And then we're also gonna get a GoPro mount so that when I fish, I can show you guys me fishing. Alright, we just made it to this really nice campsite right off the water. It's got a built-in dock and then a lake view, obviously. So I got my rod that Sean made us out because it's the biggest rod that I brought with us, and I'm going to need to cast out there so I don't get any weeds. I'm going to dig through my little tackle bag, try to find a weedless rod, or lure I meant. And then I think we're just going to do some fishing. We decided to not go on our main route because we would have been driving till like 7, I think. So we're going to go... we finished today driving. We only ended up going like 5 hours today, I think, and then tomorrow we're only gonna go 3 hours, I believe, and then we're gonna go on the beach and fish tomorrow. But I'm gonna find a good lure, and we're gonna get out there and start fishing. So there's this little picnic right by the RV. I'm gonna set out my fishing gear up here. That way my dad and I can just come up here and grab some new gear. I've got quite a bit of everything, like quite literally everything. I looked it up, I did some research for this lake. It said paddle tails and spinners. And I have a lot of spinners, like tiny ones like these ones, like a whole bunch. I have like them in every single tackle box actually. This is one of my nice ones. I don't know how it got in this, but a whole bunch of nice little spinners. But this is a big spinner, inline spinner. So I think I'm gonna use this, because these ones are really nice, but they're a little bit too small because this is a huge lake. And I want to try to catch some big ones. I do like catching all fish, but big ones are really fun to catch. So we're going to hook up this big one, throw some weight on it so we can really get it out there. And then maybe if we need to, we'll hook up a bigger like glide bait maybe. I have some really nice little glide baits, basically any bass we'll want to get. So there's largemouth bass, there's sunfish, bluegill, and then like red ear sunfish, I believe. So basically every lure I have will work for this place. This spoon would also work really good. But there's a lot of options we can use here. Whopper plopper would probably do decent. And then I know these will do really good. But I've got to route my line through my inlets here, or eyelets, whatever these are called. And then I'm going to get out there and start fishing. I started going through all my tackle, and I remembered we bought these at Bass Pro for carp and catfish. I want to try to catch both on this trip. And I was going to set a secondary rod out there to try to catch a catfish because there's no carp in this. And I was looking through my bag, and I forgot my rod holder. So we're still going to hook one of those up on just a treble hook and throw it out there. But we're just going to have to loosen the drag like crazy and just set it in the grass, I think. Because I used to have a rod holder with me, and I'm not seeing it anymore. So I'm going to get another rod set up along with this one. Well, it's almost dark. We did not catch anything, but I hooked a massive catfish. It was literally at our feet. And I just tried to snag it, and it lunged at it, and I hooked it. We got it in the net, and then it flopped out. So I did lose it, but I am set a catfish rod overnight. I've got a bobber. Got some scented carp and catfish bait bites, like little dough things. And I'm gonna cast this out there. loosen my drag, wedge it between a tree, and hope my rod doesn't get taken, because this thing is very expensive. And Sean made these for us, and it's got a custom engraved name in it. But I'm gonna cast as far as I can get, and then we're gonna go eat some dinner. Alright, it is now morning. I did some more research last night, and actually soft plastics are good for this place. And I haven't used any soft plastics yet. So while my dad unhooks the RV, I'm going to hook up a soft plastic and go try to fish. Alright, we just made it to our campsite. We're right off the water. I think this is gonna be some really good fishing. I've actually been in one of those rooms over there. It's actually pretty cool. We're right by Orange Beach. I'm gonna set my big rod up with some bread on it. I know bread is good for a lot of fish. And then I'm gonna fish with my spinning reel and my mini bait caster. This is a collapsible mini bait caster, and it is insane quality. And I haven't used one this trip yet, so I'm gonna go fish and see what I can catch. I got my bread hooked up. Took a little bite out of it, but took a big chunk out there. Anything will eat this bread, basically. Carp, catfish, maybe bass, bluegill, sunfish. Basically anything out here likes bread. So I'm gonna get this set out there. I forgot my rod holder, so I'm just gonna loosen the drag, and we'll hear it click if we got something. And then while this sits out there and marinates, so I'm gonna hook up these two rods. I think I'm gonna do an inline or a rooster tail on this one, and then a spinner on this one. But yeah, let's see what we can go catch. So I just got the bait set in the water. I loosened the drag all the way, and allegedly we saw 2 alligators already, but not for sure. So we're gonna hook this up on my main spinning reel rod, and we're gonna go fish that for a little bit, see if we can catch anything. And if we can catch something, I'm gonna start using my little bait caster and just try to have some fun. Alright, it is morning now. I still haven't caught any fish, so I'm gonna immediately go start fishing, and then we'll continue with the rest of our day. Alright, sorry for the wind noise probably, but we just made it to our next stop. It's a huge lake, but it is covered in seaweed and lily pads. But this is actually really good because I have a whole bunch of topwater frogs, and those frogs are going to be great for this lily pad mossy area. So I'm going to go hook up some of that stuff and we're going to start fishing. I've got a few different types of frogs. I'm going to lay them all out and see which one we're going to use. I don't know how that got in my tackle box. I don't remember owning that. I think we're going to go with the small one to start. Alright, I just got done doing some fishing. It's now morning. We're going to go to a dump and get rid of all of our trash in the doorway. And then we're going to get back on the road. I think we have a 4-hour drive until we get to our next stop. Dead weight.
Yeah. Let it tire a little bit. You only got 6-pound line on there. That's a catfish.
Yep. I'm shaking so bad. Oh my gosh, Dad.
Sit down on the boat and get yourself stabilized. There you go.
I've got to loosen my drag. I have 6 pounds on this. Well, I'm back at the river now after taking the canoe down to the lake, and it was awesome fishing, especially for catfish. I used this lure right here, and I put my line out. I set my lure in the water, and one hooked my line, but I wasn't able to set the hook because my rod got wrapped around my backpack, so I lost that fish instantly. And then I hooked another one, and I thought it was a snag. It was so tiny. I just started cranking it in because I thought it was just like a stick, until it was like a little, like, foot big catfish. And right when I brought it up to the boat, it just popped off. But it was a little catfish. And then I hooked a generational catfish. It was at least 12 pounds. It pulled our boat probably 30 yards or more, and I have 6 pounds on this. And it didn't break anything. It just, the hook came undone. I'll pop up the video, but it was insane. But I'm going to fish this little creek right here. My dad's cooking some burgers, and then we're going to go eat. Also, look at this cat. I bet there's like a whole crew following me. But I'm going to see if I can catch anything here. It's very shallow, so probably not, but we'll give it a shot. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. I had a lot of fun, and I want to say a huge thank you to my dad for taking me on this trip. I had so much fun. It's probably my most favorite trip I've ever had in my life. But comment down below if you guys enjoyed this video, because it's a little different than what I normally do. I normally don't leave our garage or our property. But comment down below if you guys liked these types of videos, and I can try to do more with my dad or my brothers. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want some Little Grip Garage merch, go to vicegripgarage.com. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys next time.